Hey everyone, Central Michigan Stacker, and today we're going to do a video about stacking precious metals, gold and silver. And I'm going to show you a few things while I'm at it about gold and silver, and I hope you like it. If you do, hit the subscribe, hit the like, and we'll go from there. Today's video, I just want to show you a few things in my personal collection. Through the whole COVID season that we've had since the beginning of March, I've added quite a bit of silver and gold to the stack. I've been to a lot of local coin shops, I've been to a lot of pawn shops, I've been to a lot of antique shops. I've got a lot of stories about what happened at all those places, a lot of good stories, a lot of good finds in a lot of those places. Jewelry stores as well. It's a really good spot to find gold and silver. You know, stackable gold and silver, not necessarily just coins or rounds, but you'll find bars in there. You'll find poured silver. You never know what you're going to find. You got to get out there and look if you're fortunate enough to have those type of stores in your general area. Like I said, I'm the Central Michigan Stacker, so I live primarily in the center of Michigan, in the Mitten. I've lived here most of my life. I've stacked silver and gold since I've been 12 years old, probably. And I've accumulated quite a bit. Over this pandemic, the wife and I went on a trip to Kalamazoo. It's a big city in Michigan, over on the west side of the state, lower west side. And while we were there, I was fortunate enough to find a coin store, local LCS, and I was able to pick this up. Beautiful example of a 1911, they call it an Indian head. Really, it's the Liberty head with an Indian war bonnet on. Peace bonnet, I guess, maybe you might call it, but either way, it's a Native American style headdress. And they had it for an unbelievably low price at the time. You know, gold has gone up since then, but I was able to secure this particular coin for, I believe, right around $900, which I didn't think an AU 55 was really that bad. I thought it was a rather good deal. The other day in the mail, I received this from one of the people on a site that I buy and sell silver and gold. It's the 5-ounce Mexican Libertad. And I mean, I couldn't be happier with this coin. It is just beautiful. I was waiting for, I'd say, a week and a half. The Postal Service is moving kind of slow these days, but I gave it a week and a half. I started to get a little bit nervous, but then it showed up, so I was happy with that. I've seen a lot of videos on YouTube throughout the past few months and whatnot, with people having to sit around at home and scouring the internet for things to do and things to look at, things to watch, things to study and get involved in. And I decided that, seeing as how I have quite a bit of the silver and gold stacked, why not show some of it? This is a 10-ounce bar that was minted during the pandemic. And at the time, I believe you could get them for just under $200, but that was quite a few months ago already. And I picked up a couple. I knew I'd probably keep them. I might end up deciding to sell one of them, but maybe not. I've been doing some investigating into the auctions, the online auctions on YouTube, and People seem to have a pretty good time doing that. So it's something that I've been thinking about possibly getting into. Not certain yet. I do like to add weight to the stack. That's the main priority. I mean, if you're stacking gold or silver or both, weight is your primary objective. And I am not a financial advisor in any way, shape, or form. However, I think we all know the more weight you have in your stack, in the long run, the better off you're going to be, for sure. I picked up a few of these. This was one of the nicer ones that I picked up over the past couple months, scouring a few sites. I may have actually even gotten this from eBay. You got to be careful on eBay. There's a lot of information out there about them sending over a lot of fake Morgan silver dollars, the Peace silver dollars, and even more so the Eagles, the American Silver Eagles. A lot of fakes coming out of China. You want to really do your due diligence when you're scoping out, where you may want to pick up silver from. But my advice is be careful. Make sure you get good references. It's always a good thing to get good references when you're buying gold and silver, for sure. These I picked up at a local coin store last week. I went in asking about 10-ounce bars, 5-ounce bars. He said he hadn't had any of that in a while, but he pulled out a monster box full of these, 5-ounce $quarter silver rounds. Just beautiful. I mean, there may be a little spotting on the plastic of this thing, but there is nothing on this round, on this coin. It is just a beauty. And like I said, he had a whole monster box full of them. I wanted to buy a few more. I took in some silver for trade to him and ended up with just over $300 or $400 worth of trade value. And I was able to secure those two 5-ounce Washington head coins. This was one of my first pickups here. I think back in April, I went into a pawn shop and I found this Engelhard 10-ounce bar. Just a beauty. And the owner of the pawn shop, his wife, he and his wife were talking. They said, "Hey, how much do we sell the silver for?" And he said, $10. $10 an ounce. And right then my ears perked right up. I was like, $10 an ounce? Holy moly. I guess they hadn't looked at spot price in a while, because even at that time, spot price was somewhere between $17 and $22. And when he said $10 an ounce, I was ready to buy everything they had on the table. They had 4 or 5 10-ounce bars sitting there, and I was going to buy them all. And then his wife kind of shrugged him off, and she got on the computer and then showed him her phone, and he went right to 25 an ounce. And I said, "What happened to the 10? What happened to 10 an ounce?" I said, "That sounded a lot better." I said, "Hell, even 15, 18 an ounce." I said, "You went right to 25? He's like, "Yep. That's what it is. I almost made a mistake," he says. I was like, "Yeah, well, that's why you keep on your toes about this stuff. It changes constantly. That spot price changes constantly until the market shut down for the day. And but if you're able to slip in there while the spot price is low, and for everyone that doesn't know, the spot price has not been low for the past 5 or 6 months. As a matter of fact, we've had record highs in the silver and the gold. Spot price gold at one point in time was just over 2,000 an ounce, and silver was tickling 30 an ounce. And, right at the beginning of the pandemic, I know for a fact silver was right around $15, $16 an ounce. I stopped into a jewelry store, and I asked the lady there, I said, do you ever buy gold and silver? Do you ever get any gold and silver in, any bars or rounds of any type? And she said, yeah, let me go back and I'll check the safe for you real quick. I think I've got something back in there. And she came back out with a whole bag full of bars, 1 ounce silver bars. National Assayers and Panama City refiner silver bars, 1 ounces. And she looked it up and she said, these are going to be about $17.50. As she said, that's where spot was at, $17.50. So she was going to need at least that much for them. And I said, you want $17.50 a piece? She said, yes. I said, I'll take them all. And I believe there's 25 or 30 of them there. And I kind of surprised her, but I don't think that she was really used to dealing with gold and silver, to tell you the truth, because I know, when they're selling it back to us, they mark it up. They mark that spot up a couple of dollars at least. I mean, that's normal to mark that stuff up a couple dollars per bar. And she didn't. She didn't mark it up at all. She gave me every one of them for $17.50 a piece. And I turned around later on, months later, and added more cheap silver to that. I think when the gold to ratio silver was right around 74. And I traded that silver in on, as a matter of fact, I traded it in on this right here. 1 ounce of gold. And this is a proof. That's a proof gold eagle right there. Yeah. Traded in cheap silver for an almost $2,000 gold ounce. The profit I made on that, I believe it was somewhere right around $500 or $600. So I thought I did really good on that. You've got older gold in the stack like this one here. 1894. I mean, but just look at that. Just beautiful. It's in beautiful shape. $5 gold piece. This came from a jewelry store / coin store. Hardly had any coins at all in his store. One little spot for display for coins, silver bars, gold coins. And I was able to pick that up from him. Really nice guy, too. There's another ½ ounce of gold right here. Came from the same gentleman. This is a proof as well. He didn't mind busting up a set. He had a set of proofs. He had it, the tenth, the $half, the ounce. And he let me buy this half. Didn't even mind busting up the set. He said, I'll have somebody come in here and buy the rest of it. I'm not worried about it. It doesn't matter if it's in a set or not. I can take the coins out, set them in the case. They'll be gone by tomorrow. That's what he tells me. So gold and silver is just flying off the shelves, and there's a reason for it. The reason is because the United States government is printing so much money. They're printing so much money, and everyone knows the more of something there is, the less value it has. So the more they print, the less value it holds. Well, this right here, this is going to hold its value. this 20-ounce Kit Kat Scottsdale. They call them a Kit Kat because it kind of resembles a Kit Kat bar, but I picked this up just 2 days ago when the spot price, actually the spot price came down. I believe it was Monday. It was around $22, maybe $22.50 an ounce. And I was fortunate enough to hit a coin store. He said he had 6 of them just a couple hours beforehand. This was the last one he had left. So I got fortunate to pick that up. I was happy with that. But this is my knife. I just use the knife to crack open the coin holders, the round plastic holders that we find ourselves storing these coins in, to keep them from being scratched up and marred up. You put them in your boxes here and there and store them in the safe. It just keeps them with a fresh appearance so they don't get all marred up on us and whatnot. But I enjoyed this video today showing a little bit of my stack, just a few things that I've been able to acquire within the last couple of weeks to a month. This was earlier, like I said, this was around April, I believe, when I acquired this one over in Kalamazoo. But what a beauty. What a beauty. I was so happy when I found this. But you got to keep your eyes open. You got to keep your eyes open. You got to get out there and look. And there are deals to be found in gold and silver. If you enjoyed the video, if you enjoyed watching me go through a few coins and bars, hit that like, hit that subscribe, and I appreciate everyone that does. This is a Central Michigan Stacker, and I'm out.